column names and by using directly inserting the data. We went through all these things in the last sessions. So this is the way how we are attaching the cluster in the community edition. I'm just briefing everything. One second. One second. Under SQL, we are having these are the languages: DQL, DDL, DML, and data control language. In DQL, we are using select, and in DDL, we are using Dr. Cat like drop, create, alter, and truncate. And DML, we are using update, insert, uh, and delete. So data control language we are not using here. We are not using any database. We are using this SQL on Databricks. So we are using Databricks SQL. And we already discussed what is field and what is record. So field and records is nothing but column. Field is nothing but column. Record is nothing but row. So by this way, we are using databases and we are creating, and these are the data types we have discussed already. And we tried creating a table in the Databricks community edition. And after that, we went through that, like how to insert the values. And later we went for a select statements how we are doing. And now we have discussed what are the main constraints in the SQL. So not null. Not null is nothing but a column which is not having any null value. And unique is nothing but it should not have any kind of duplicates. And primary key is nothing but the combination of not null and unique. So if you are calling a column as primary key column, then in that it should not have any null value and at the same time any duplicate value. So this is very important. Not null, unique, primary key. And what is a foreign key? Where we are getting this concept, foreign key is nothing but a common column which is having in both tables. If you are comparing two tables, in those two tables, if you are having one common column, that column is nothing but foreign key. A field or column used to create connection between two tables is known as foreign key. And check and default we have seen. Default anyway we are not having in the Databricks SQL. Gopi, you want to ask something? Like, so,
No, ma'am.
okay. Okay. Uh, these are the things we have discussed as of now. And what is where? Where is nothing but we are using where to know, like suppose if I'm having a table, you just go here. In this table, I want to get some records. Uh, like suppose I want to get what is the Ola field is having like Ola. So then what I need to do? Then I need to give select the table from where we are giving the table name and select from. Then we need to give where first name equals to Ola. So if we give like that, then the entire whatever the selected columns, it will come like so where is nothing but just a filter in SQL. Just remember like that. In SQL, we are using where, whereas in Python, we are using filter function. In Python, we are using the same function as filter. So where is using to filter the records, what kind of records we need and what are the columns we have selected, all these things we are considering. Okay, once the cluster started, then I'll go through this. Uh, Gopi, you know the community edition, have you created that? No?
Yeah, I created yesterday.
You created yesterday, right? So you start using now.
No, right now I'm not using. I follow your class. Then I try.
It's okay. I'm putting this in chat, Vijita. Let's try to work it out.
Divya, if I select my old cluster, it's showing you don't have permissions to restart this one.
Yes, yes, because it is community edition. You need to
Yeah.
create your new cluster every time. Once
Okay,
your
then
mm,
that old tables are not showing.
old tables are not showing, you have created the cluster
Yeah.
and you will get that notebook, right? Whatever you saved, you just run it again.
Okay.
So if you see here, delete from customers where customer id equals to 3, what it means, the in that wherever the customer id equals to 3, then in that entire record is going to be deleted. Suppose I'm having a customers table, in that whatever the entire record under the customer id equals to 3, that entire record is going to be deleted if you use where. So that is what the concept of where we are using for filtering. So here I have created one table, in that like customer id, this is a customer's table. In this table I took customer id as primary key, customer name, okay, and then the second table is orders table. So in that order id, order number, customer id is there. So in both the tables, what is the common thing? We are having customer id. So the foreign key would be the customer id here. Okay. So it is a community edition. If you are trying to create this primary key, what happens is, yeah, we are having one concept under the Databricks, that is Unity catalog. So this Unity catalog we'll discuss later. But if you are having the Unity catalog, then only this primary key is going to be created. Primary key, default, and whatever we are having the constraints, all those are taken in the Unity catalog only. So table constraints are only supported in Unity catalog. So community edition won't support this things, whereas you can do that in your SQL server if you are having. Last time we have already discussed. So customer table, create table customers. In that I'm having one customer ID. The same customer ID is having in the orders. Simultaneously, I'm running this to create so in last class we have already created the orders also. So in this, what we are taking, we are inserting the values. we are having two different tables. In two different tables, only one common column, that is customer ID. That customer ID we are taking as foreign key. So depending on this customer ID, in future we can join, and we by joining that we can get the required information by joining two different tables. Okay, this is the basic primary concepts what I'm teaching. So I'm not going inside deep. I just want you to know that what is the primary key, what is the foreign key, and what is not null, what is unique. So you must understand these type of constraints in any database. So if you are calling a column is primary key, then it must be not null and unique. Means in that entire column there should not be any null values. At the same time, there should not be any duplicate values. Duplicate values are nothing but what? Repeated values. So there should not be no repeated records in that field. So that is what called as unique not null equals to primary key. And foreign key is nothing but a common column which is same in both the tables. If you are comparing two tables, in those two tables a column must be same. That is what the foreign key. So based upon this foreign key only, we're doing all the joinings, whatever we are having, left join, right join, inner join, all these joins we are doing based upon this foreign key. Okay, till then I think it's clear. Next I'm going for alter. So what is alter, and what is the purpose of alter? See, while creating any table, it might be sometimes we don't want to do deliberately any mistake, but happens what happens is, whenever we got the requirement, then the column names would be different. But after some time it would be like that the column names are going to be changed, or the schema is going to be changed. So many things will be happen in real time situations. So at that time, if you want to add a column, or if you want to change the data type of a column, then what you must know? You must know how to do the things by doing the alter. So the only option left with you is you can use the alter to change the data type, or to change any column name, or to add one column. So all these things are done by alter. So it is used to add, modify, or delete columns in an existing table. If you have created one table completely, in that table, see, you are not able to delete a particular field or a particular row. If you see in this table, suppose if you are having this table, in this table you want to delete this fourth row, fourth record. Is that possible to delete directly? No. Why? Because this table is already created. You have only one option, that either you can drop this table completely, okay, and recreate. Otherwise, there is no other option. Without alter, you can't change anything in this. So if you want to add one column, or if you want to delete one column, or if you want to add any kind of data type you want to change, or you want to modify, so you must know what is the alter. Okay, by using alter only. So alter is what is alter comes under what? DDL, DML, where we will get, whether it is DDL or DML. We're having very less audience.
DDL, Divya.
Yes, DDL. So alter is one DDL operation. So by using alter, we can add, modify, delete the columns. Addition is nothing but we know. So to add the column also, we need to give the column name and the data type. Whereas coming to the modify, what is the modification? If you want to modify the column name, or if you want to modify the data type, then you will modify that. If you want to delete particular column, then also you need to use the alter. So alter is especially using upon the fields. You must remember this. If you are going for rows or records are done by where. So by using where, we can delete the entire row. But whereas whatever the operations you are doing, that all operations are done on the column names. It is directly related to columns, not with the rows. So altering the columns. Let's practice. Suppose this one I'm creating this table again. What happened? See here, this one you must remember, you don't forget. So before writing any code, you must know that in which language it is there. It's already there in Python, so I'm converting this into SQL for all cells. But if you want to convert to particular cell, then what you want to do, you need to do percentage. So if you write this in percentage SQL, then this particular cell is language is going to change into SQL. If you are changing this to R, then that is going to be changed into R in in paid version. Okay, how many kinds of languages it is supporting? Scala, so it will change into Scala. R, Scala, Python, SQL. So simple magic command is, if you write percentage Scala, then it will convert the entire cell coding language into Scala. Now we are trying to write in SQL, so I am converting all cells into SQL. Table ID. So otherwise I leave this as int. And one more. Int, and then what is error? Create table test ID name varchar.
Varchar size.
Size I need to mention. See, I'm just brushing up the basics, but we are mainly concentrating on PySpark. Okay, but I'm just giving you this for querying purpose, SQL. So we have created one table. In that table ID int, pin city we are having. Okay, suppose I want to change this create table, like I have created all this thing and I want to insert the data inside. So ID I have given as int, but sometimes it is going to be in alphabets. I want to change the ID into varchar. Then how I can change the ID into varchar? Okay, so by using the alter. So what you need to do, alter table name, and if you want to add a column, then what you need to do, add column, data type you need to give. First of all, I want to go to add one more column here, and then alter table test. What is the syntax? Add column name, data type. Address and data type I'm giving. I don't know whether it will work or not. Definitely it won't work, because this is Databricks. So see here, we have added one column by giving the varchar as 20. So what is the difference between this SQL and Python? So we are doing everything. We are giving like varchar 20 int, like that we are giving. Whereas coming to the Python, the main thing you will find is you need not to give the data types. So in Python, it would, in SQL you need to mention everything. Data types you need to mention here. But whereas Python, it will automatically take the data types. Just you mention that. So if you're mentioning that in double quotes, it will take it as string straight away. If you are giving that float, it will take directly float. So you need not to mention anything. But whereas coming to the SQL, you need to mention that what is the data type. So that is what the main advantage where we are writing. That's why I confused. Actually, we are working on PySpark. So you need not to give this what is varchar and what how much like it will take. That is the main advantages of Python where you are using. Suppose if I take in Python, I'm converting this into Python. So if I gave A is equals to from 25, B equals to I need not to mention anything. It will automatically adopt that, like what is the data type and how much it is going to be. So the auto scaling is available in Python. So how much big number you gave, you need not to mention any data type and what is the limit of this number, whether I can use this or not. You need not to get like worry about that. So that is the main advantage of Python. When we are writing the code, we need not to go for that like data type, whether we remember or not, like that. So it will automatically take. The Python is automatically take. Whereas coming to the SQL, you must know that why we are using SQL in this concept is actually we are using SQL to query the things in the like you will write the code in Python only, PySpark only. But whereas coming to the querying part, if you are having large tables and you want to know the behavior of the data when you are trying to fetch that, like under this timestamp you got the information and you want to get that what is the timestamp, and depending on the timestamp when the data is arrived. If you want to check those things, instead of Python, we are using SQL querying. That's why I'm giving the basics of SQL. So if you really want to know, and if you really deep dive into the Python, you like more than SQL, because this is a like SQL is like just English like language, but whereas coming to the Python, it will, while you are writing, you will feel like more comfortable than SQL. So people will have that kind of mindset, like before going into the Python. So it may be the toughest language, you are not able to crack it like that, but the most paid jobs on Python only. But Python, when you are really want to write the code, and when you are really enjoying the code, and Python is the best option to choose, and to write the programming language. Okay. So, but we must know the SQL, because as a data engineer, everybody expect us like to at least minimum querying part. So that's why I'm going through all these things. So what I want to say is, once after this class, you go and you sit, practice like minimum creating the tables and altering the tables and querying the tables. So if you do like that, then it's going to be easy. It's going to be hands-on. As I have already told you, like you know the knowledge, then it is knowledge. Just the basic. If you listen this class and go out, like not this class, anything, if you read the book and you just go out, then it would be the knowledge. When it will become the experience, when you are trying to put it on hands on, like when you are trying to write the code, when you are trying to solve the problems, then only it is going to be the experience. So the difference between knowledge and experience is, knowledge is knowing the theoretical part, experience is working on that and getting the more conceptual things. See here, I have used many days back these things. So when I'm trying to recall this, just simple thing, I just demonstrated that. So I asked you people like where I have this was not working and all. So somebody told like this here you forgot the varchar. So it is not that simple thing, right? I'm not able to forget it. I'm not able to recall. It's not like that. When you have not practiced well, you will get all kind of things like this. Very small things you will get the error in your day-to-day life. That exceptions also you are not going to be solve those things. So that is what I want to say you. When you are practicing, practice it well. When you are doing, practice it well, and then you try to create own problems and you try to resolve that. Deliberately do some mistakes in the coding while you're writing. Don't think like whenever you gave shift enter, then you need to get all the answers. This is not the part of our life. So when you are getting the errors, then only in long run, when you are writing some very big code, 1 page 2 page code like that, then you you will get the error type. Like, see here, when we are doing some mistakes, then only we are going to learn. Don't expect when you write the code, you do the shift enter, you will get all the answers at a time. That never benefits you. When you get the error, then only your brain is going to think about that, why, what happened, why this error. So if you got the same error again when you are doing in your real time work, then you can easily solve that without going to anybody. See, in my office also some people are there. Why I'm giving this is just, anybody can learn the code, anybody can write this code, but these things you will learn by your experience only. Some people are there, when they got the error, their brain will jam like anything. So they don't even want to think anything. They just go to their colleague or somebody, or this error I got. And they don't even try to resolve that, because that code is given by somebody and you are doing some work on that. You got the error. Instantly you will get a thing in your mind like, okay, something has happened. I did something to that code. That's why I got this error. All times it's not the fault of you getting the error. First you keep it in your brain that when you are getting the error means all times it's not your fault. Maybe sometimes it's your cluster fault, sometimes it's your bandwidth, like whatever the network you are using, due to that it is not able to run So that may be the things, possibilities are there. If you are not able to solve the problems, you try to change the cluster and again rerun that in your daily activities. So these things nobody will give you. Okay, this thing you will get in internet also. You want to learn the SQL and all, you will get this. But whatever errors you are getting, for that errors you won't get anywhere. Even ChatGPT won't work sometimes. So the main basic thing is you do deliberately some errors and you do some mistakes while you writing the code and while you giving something to your compiler, deliberately do some mistakes. And you know that is mistake, but you try to give that. Why I am saying this is, then it will throw some exception. By reading that exception, whenever when you are writing very large code, then it happens with everybody, right? I left this, why it's not working like that, I told you, right? So as Gopi told that you forgot to give the length of that particular varchar. So this would be simple here because this is one line code. Okay, one line code. But what about if I wrote 1,000 lines and I forgot to give this and I don't know this error type? So what I need to do, I need to check everything from the starting to end. But if you know this error, this is throwing because of this, then you are able to solve it very quickly than others. This is what the simple tip. Like what I want to say you is, whenever you getting error, you be happy for that, because it was trying to make you to learn something. Okay, when you are getting exceptions, don't get like, oh my god, I got exceptions, so what should I do? Don't jam your brain like that. You just be cool and calm, concentrate on your code and try to solve that. Okay, this is what I want to tell you actually. So I have altered the table by adding one column. So now try to insert the data into this on your own, like whenever you are coming tomorrow, at least uh, write 3 to 4 tables. You use, like I have already suggested you to use the W3 schools. And if you are not having SQL server in your system, you try to install that. So by installing that SQL server, you will get to know how what actually SQL server is different. Databricks is different. But in Databricks also we are using SQL. Some of the functions where in SQL server it is working, it is not working in the community edition, due to in the community edition we are not having Unity catalog and all. So due to that we are not able to store the primary key concepts and foreign key and all these things. But when you have your SQL server with you, when you are trying to do this, then you will get more familiar with those things. Okay. So what I want to suggest you is, you try to create more tables and try to do all these alter table columns and alter table wherever I'm using here. Add, instead of add, I'll use drop column, and I will try to drop this. Hmm. Alter table, test, drop column is here not supported in this Databricks. Drop column is not supported for your delta table. Column mapping. So this would be different while you are doing in Databricks, but whereas in SQL Server, whatever I gave you, all those things will work here, because I'm just teaching you the SQL Server itself. So what I'm saying is, just try to create more tables in your Databricks Community Edition. Okay, after creating all the tables, you try to alter those tables and giving um, multiple columns and changing the data types and doing all these things. So you try practice. Okay. Um, if you want, I will share you with this thing with you, whatever I'm having. Okay, you practice well, and you tomorrow you come with this basics. So we'll go through that. And I think tomorrow I'll start with Python basics and I'll compare this SQL and Python. I'll explain you what is drop and what is the difference between delete and truncate. I'll give you all the examples tomorrow. Okay, for as of now, today, this is enough actually. Not feeling well to get you more concepts. So, but tomorrow we'll start Python. I'll let you know the time and all, but I'm sharing this with you. I'll share this with Shanmukh. He will share it with you, like this PPT and okay, just practice it and come tomorrow with fully loaded and whatever the SQL basics you must practice at your Databricks and you come back tomorrow for Python. Okay. And don't mind, actually, I'm having a meeting, another meeting. Tomorrow it would be 1.5 hour session. And how it would be like Shanmukh is there in this call. Is it okay? Is it fine? Like we'll go for weekends or how it would be like this time or
Yeah, like
week
10 to 30
week
weekdays is okay.
no, Shanmukh, actually weekends, is it okay like 4 hours we finish, then it would be easy, no? Or it is
That
we
we have to discuss with these people. If they are okay, we don't have any issues.
then Shanmukh, you discuss once with them, like because this, I think this won't work. Actually, morning sessions are good, but okay. If they are okay with the weekend batches, then we can connect from 10 to 4 like that. In between, we will give 1 hour break. Then we can cover more concepts and they can work on it accordingly. Otherwise, it is morning batch, then I need to think because 10 to 11:30 here nobody is there except Sai and OP. That's what.
Yeah, we'll check.
We'll think about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Tomorrow there is no class, no? 10 o'clock.
It would be there. I'll take it, no problem. But actually, as you told in the morning, all
Yeah,
are going to office and all.
if we miss it, we'll see. Like we'll talk to them. If weekends are fine, we'll discuss.
Then weekends, if we cover for 4 hours like that, then we can cover more concept and that would be easy.
Yeah, sure. We will check with them.
But tomorrow we are having class. Yeah. Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.